Good evening, everyone. So, this is my output for the midterm activity 1. My name is Adrian, and I'm going to teach you the basics of MS Word. So, let's get started. So, first, here we have a Microsoft document that is just a blank page. As you can see, there's nothing here. So, what we're going to do now is the basics of basics, which is to use our keyboard and just write something. Right from here, just write, let's see, like the name, and then our middle name, which is that, and then my surname. So the first feature I'm going to teach you is the save icon. So once you have any data or any writing or any word you can put in this document here, once you put save, it will prompt a window prompt like this, where it will show you where you can save that document. So I'm just gonna put this on this folder here, and then we're gonna save that there, and now this data will now be accessible through that folder. So as you can see here in DS4, we have this, we have the file saved right here on this directory. So next, I'm gonna show you the undo. You can use the, as you can see here in the subtext, maybe undo typing. So either you can click it here and it will undo your latest action, or you can just use the keyboard, which is the Control Z, and it will just do the same thing like that. So now here you have the print option if you have a printer, so you can just use that. And then we have the print preview option, which as you can see, we get to see a window that that lets you preview your file that you want to print. So if you have a printer, just use this if you want to see what you want to print. Next, okay, so this is going to be the start of this panel right here, or I think MS Word calls this a ribbon for some reason. So here this is the font combo box here. So in here you can change the font of the text on your document. So as you can see here, Calibri body, this is the current font of your text document. So if we want to change that, we just come here, and I'm a really fan of the Times New Roman font, so I'm just gonna pick that. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm just gonna put a more like bulky font right here. So that's that. Next, the next combo box would be this, the font size. So once we this by the way is called the highlighting. You can just do it by clicking and holding the left click of your mouse and then highlight that. But I'm sure you already know that. So next, let's just get back to the font size. Here we can see that the font size of this current text is just 11. So what we're gonna do is just make that bigger. So as you can see, it can even like change real time without even me clicking on it. You're just hovering over my mouse. So we're just gonna make that a little bit bigger here, maybe like, yeah, I think that's good. And that's the font size and the font. this here, these two combo boxes here, this can actually sort of like the plus and minus symbols, where their primary primary function would be to make the font bigger or smaller depending on how you want to see your font. So that's just it. And then here we have the change case combo box. So if we click it here, we have the sentence case, which will make the for the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to show you. So if we do that again, sentence case, that's gonna make the first letter of the sentence to be a capital letter, and then next would be the lowercase. So every capital letter would be converted into a lowercase, as you can see. Next is the uppercase. So as you can see, as everything is lowercase. So if we pick this, the text would be fully uppercase, just like this. So it's back to where we started. So that's just so this capitalize each word. That means the first word of every sentence would be capitalized, and then the color case would be just reverse that. This would be the clear formatting. So if we I'm gonna show you that in a sec, once we cross a bridge that would make us you know what, let's just get right to it. So since we already formatted this somewhat, so if we just click this clear formatting here, as you can see, the text became smaller because it reverted back to the text that we started with. But if you want to change that, we just do this, and it will just go back right there. But we actually don't want this because we're just gonna do this. Okay. So next would be this part here would be this will make the text a bit bulkier, bigger, and more easier to read. So if we click this here, well, this isn't really doing it justice, but if we make it that, as you can see, I'm sure you can see the difference, but look, see, more bulkier and more pronounced is what I should say. Next is this, the italic function, which makes this slightly lean over to the right, like that. Next is the underline function, which, as you can see, we have more formats for the underlines, but for the sake of demonstration, we're just gonna click that and see the default underline. Next is the crossed, so that just makes the text get crossed like that. And here we have the subtext, the subscript and the superscript. This just makes it so that, hold on, I'm just gonna erase that here. This just makes it so that there are like small letters in after every text. So if, for the sake of demonstration, we're just gonna do that. See? And then here would be this here the subscript would be on the lower right side of the text, and here would be the upper right, as you can see. And if we don't do the subscript and the superscript, it'll just do that. Next would be this I want to say what would you call this, lettering maybe. See, it will just change the text into the selected format right there. This one here would be the four color or the highlighting. As you can see, this would be a great way to take notes because it just highlights the text that you want to be highlighted like that. Next would be the font color, which makes it so that this these text here would have different, would let you make them into different fonts. Like for example, we'll just make this red, and then here would be just blue, and see, now everything's fine. Okay, so here we have a fun little quote from a movie that I'm sure we all know is the B movie. So here we can see that I don't know if you can see that, but there is a formatting here that we don't really want to see in our document. So if we just click this here, and it is gone now. So now we're just gonna make this into our desired format there, and I'm gonna teach you this here, which is the align text. So as you can see, well, not really, let's just first make this example, which is the justify function, which makes the paragraph become more so of a that have a little bit of uniform indentation from left and even in the right, so that they don't overlap with each other, unlike the other fonts. I'm gonna show you the others, like from this, which as you can see, it's uniform here but not uniform on the right side. As you can see, there's some sort of like upside down staircase or descending staircase right here, and here it's the same, but that's weird. There's some slight indentions here, but it's fairly uniform here, unlike here, which is just the which is just right like the align text left that we discussed earlier. And then here it would just be the center. There is literally no uniformity in each side. That just makes it all the paragraph or the text be centered. So if we just like this function would be great for a title for your document, research, or anything, if you want to put the text on the middle of this page right here. So next, what we're gonna do, hold on, like this, and justify that. So what we're gonna do next is this up here, which is the bullets and the numbering, which is the same but just uses bullets. So bullets, as you can see, we have like 1 2 3 5 6 7, we have 7 designs or formats that we can use. So if we just do this and make another one and do that, hold on, just copy this, then do that, and then it just keeps going with the bullets. Next would be the numbering. If so, there's just anything that you can choose from. It's just the numbers with periods, numbers with parentheses, Roman numerals, the alphabet, whatever this thing is, anything, you can just do whatever you want right there. It's just the same with here, but with like subscripts and I don't know, what do you call them, I don't know, just know that you can do this. It's just basically the same thing, but with if you want different points for your document, you can use that. Next, this is the line spacing. So as you can see, if we want to have the sort of spaces right there, we can make it as big as we want or as little as possible. Next would be theme colors. So if we want the space to be colored colored for our liking, we can use that. And then here we just have like option to have cells in our document, but we're not gonna need that since we are on MS Word, and this would primarily be more like useful in Microsoft Excel, which we're gonna talk about next time. Next is this will just be the sorting that the sorting function, which makes everything become, if the first letter of every word, paragraph, sentence, or anything like that be sorted alphabetically. That's just what it does. So here we have the increase indent. So if we want to have more like indentation for here, we can do that. We can do that for as long as we want, or as much as we want, or we can use this to have little as possible. This right here is just presets. Let's just say they're presets of formats that you can do to have a little bit more oomph to your document. So as you can see, this is just a normal and no spacing, and this one would have the sort of different colors and different fonts and different format. Here it would just be more apparent like this or this, which looks more fancy, but I think it would be much more fancier if it's blue. Actually it's black. See? So next would be the insert. Here we can have a cover page. We can insert a cover page like this, but we're not gonna do that since we're not really making a document that requires a cover page. But for the sake of demonstration, we're just gonna do this. So as you can see, here's the B movie and here is our cover page. Next is the blank page. So if we see here, there's only like 2 out of 2 pages, which is the first, the cover page, and then the document page. So if we add a blank page right there, so now we have 3. So as you can see, it's now registered as 3 of 3. So here we can do page break as well, but it doesn't really have any functions other than like if you want to cut some like that, cut the documents in half, but we're not gonna need that. But for the sake of demonstration, we're gonna do that. Let's just get that all that back. So now, so what I just did is just basically control and then mouse scroll, but you can do this also here in this part, in this zoom part right here. Next is the tables. So if you want to have like tables in your document, you can use this. So as you can see, we can have as much as 10 by 8 table. And for the sake of demonstration, let's just do that, and then have like sorry, so A, B, C, oh, C, D, that's like that. Okay, that's cool. So here we have the design of our table. We can change the design, make it look more fancy, like that, like a pad of paper, or like colored, like that, or maybe something a little bit more of a highlight, or maybe minimalistic design. We can do that right here. We're just gonna pick this because I think it looks good. Nope, this. So layout, we have here, we can insert a table from below, the left, or the right. We can do all sorts of things in Microsoft Word. Next is the picture. So once we click this, there's going to be a window prompt. We can see all our pictures right there, and we can just add this here, for example, like that. Okay, really cool. Next is the clip art, which we don't really have, since this is a old Microsoft product. Next is the shape. You can do all of this, for example, like a square maybe, or maybe a triangle, or maybe you want some, like, I don't know, any shape really. You can do anything. Let's do this. So now that we have tackled the home and the insert ribbon, we're gonna choose the page layout, the basics of page layout. So if we highlight everything here, we can choose the margins of our document. So if we pick narrow, as you can see, there are some changes that's happening. So the margins that are the invisible margins that in our documents will be changed like so it becomes more narrower. You can play around with this as much as you want, how you want it to be really, but we're just gonna, for the sake of demonstration, we're just gonna do that. Next is the orientation. We can make it portrait or landscape. So if we put it on landscape, it's gonna do something like this, which actually isn't too bad. Here would be the size of the paper that you want to print in. So letter would be the small paper that you want. The A4 would be the next, and then the legal would be the biggest basic paper that you can print on. Columns, we can add columns to our paper. So if you do that, so as you can see, there is an invisible line that could separate the document from that. And I think that's it. So I think that's the basics of Word documenting. So catch you guys later. Peace.